How's everybody doing tonight? We're going to be starting probably one of the more ambition-based stream series I've done in a while, because to celebrate the Switch 2 being essentially 1 year old at this point, because the anniversary for both the system coming out and its launch sale that we're playing tonight was June 5th of last year. It's kind of hard to believe it's already been a whole year since the Switch 2 came out. I remember literally just streaming at this time last year, getting ready to go to the midnight launch. So it feels weird that it's already been essentially a full year. So to celebrate, I'm going to be making my way through Mario Kart World's free roam mode, getting all the collectibles in it. So I'm going to be getting all of the P-switches, all of the medallions, and the question mark panels. That's my goal. We're going to be attempting to 100% all of free roam. And I haven't done this at this point, owning the game for a year. At most, I've gotten, I would like to say, about 60% of all the stuff in the free roam mode, and I still feel like I haven't scratched the surface. So I'm going to be starting a new file here on the Switch, and we're going to be making our way through the free roam and just experimenting at least what the game itself was more designed about. Its whole open world in particular. Driving around, doing all these different missions, and getting the vibe out with the insane soundtrack that this game has. One of the best soundtracks in any Mario Kart game, or just any kind of game in general, which is how big it is. So, I think without any further ado, let's swap over to the game feed, and I think this one deserves to have the full feed as we're streaming in 1440p, so I think it deserves to have a little bit more of the screen real estate. Starting up a brand new file here in a completely different profile, so we can get this journey started. This is a, hey, I can collect platinum points, that's good to know. This is going to be a big one, because Mario Kart World's scope is very big. We'll talk about that here in a moment once we get started. Let's just take in the view.
Mario Kart World!
Kind of a shame, this is the only time Mario Kart World plays this intro, because it's actually a really good intro to the game, but they never replay this one bit that you've seen. That's just the first time you boot the game, and then from here on, now you can play the game in however you want. We got main multiplayer stuff, you got the Grand Prix, Knockout Tour, online, but we're going to be focusing on the free roam. Driving around here in the world and trying to collect all the different things here, which this is a pretty big world and there's a lot of things to collect, but now I do feel like they made it a lot easier to 100% this game, hence why I feel like now is probably the time if I wanted to try doing this. When this game first came out, it only showed you very bare bones information, like the little ticker on the bottom left didn't exist. So you were able just to see how many of the question mark panels you got in each course, and that was it. Didn't show you anything else on this map outside of the random characters you can pick to swap to different car combos. So 100%ing this when the game first came out was a nightmare, actually, because this game did not track any of your stats for the overworld stuff, and it was not easy to find things. So I'm feeling like this time I'll have a better idea of keeping track of things. And right away, there should be something nearby here. I do have some maps open, so we will have some references to look around at the different things that we can do here in the game. So it won't be terribly hard to find stuff. Like, for example, over here, I can already see a question mark panel. Might as well grab that. I'm going to reverse a little bit, so we can just turn back around here and use our feather. Which I do believe I need to cut a little bit more over to the side. Well, technically they want you to use this, but I got a feather, so this makes it easier. In fact, that might actually be overkill. But here we go. Here's our first collectible. One of many question mark panels. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons because this is weirdly mapped. Y is to go to the map, which I'm normally thinking it's one of the pause buttons, but no, it's Y. So we got our first collectible here. It's one of many In Mario Bros. Circuit, there's 5 question mark panels. That's the easiest one of all these because there's 5 question mark panels for every course. And you can see how many of them are in each course that you've already unlocked. So they're very easy to track compared to everything else. Speaking of that, I think it's time we talk about everything else because this is what we get to expect. Just soak this in. All of this stuff is what we're grabbing. So, for reference, if I click back in on the map here, this is what we have in total for collectibles. There's 344 P-switches, 150 question mark panels, and 125 Peach medallions. That's a lot. And this is why having a map tracker like this is kind of important, because good luck trying to do all this without some way of knowing what you've done. So, that's why I have this mess, because I can easily zoom in here, find one of the things we just did. So I do believe it's like right here? No, it's the wrong one. Still wrong one, I think. This one. So, this map tracker I'm using, it actually gives you a picture of the item in question you're looking for, so it's very easy to find on the map. So when I'm done, I just click it. Up here, yeah. Hit completed. And that's one thing down. And you can even tell here in particular, I can see how many of these I've collected so far. So 1 of 150. I can do the same with the Peach medallion, tells me exactly where to locate it. Here's the P-switch. I can see exactly where it is on the map. I can tell the mission title here so I can see where I'm going. And in fact, this tracker also tells you where it drops you off, which is very important for some routing stuff. That's what this table's for, but I don't really need that, so I'm going to turn that off. That's just extra information we don't need. But this is a huge, huge help. And there's no way I'd be able to do all this without this. This is from... What is this? TechTangents.net? Mario Kart World's tracker. This is a very, very important thing for us to use for this, so shout out to the specific tracker. Highly recommend it. It's how we're gonna get through this mess. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, some people do hate on the free roam in this game. To me, it's supposed to be more of a distraction more than anything else, because the game itself is more focused on the racing, so I can agree. It's fun just to drive around without having any kind of actual objective at times. It's great for when you're doing things online, obviously. Which I should mention, if you're doing this online, you can't grab a lot of these collectibles. You can only get the medallions and the P-switches, so I'm opting to do a lot of this offline because of that alone. P-switches just don't work in multiplayer for some reason. I don't know why. Might be something to do with just how the game loads stuff. Hey there, Ethan. How you doing? There's one of the P-switches I want. I want to hold these mushrooms because I think they could be useful for this mission. I lost too much speed, though. So I'm going to need to... Oh, question mark panel. I'm not as worried about getting these on my tracker, to be fair. These are nice to have tracked, but the game does a good job of tracking the question mark stuff. It's the other things I need to mark. Alright, first thing, race through the stands to the goal. It's just a standard little race, nothing very that crazy. That's why I have the mushrooms, because then I can just mushroom. Makes that super easy. Alright, so that one... Race through stands to goal. That's it. If you ever want to retry a mission, too, that also makes it easier for stat tracking. So, just to show this. The game now tracks the P-switches and the medallions, although it doesn't show you on the map where you got the medallion, so it doesn't really help much. It shows you your P-switch and tells you how long you took for the mission. So now you can time trial these if you wanted, essentially. And I am kind of blocking a thing. Let me get rid of my camera for a second here. There is a little mini-map which can help you a little bit. Try to find things. Like here's how I can see maybe there's that Peach medallion above the starting line here on this course. So I can look at the map. But the camera had to go somewhere, so I had to make a sacrifice. Minimap's not as useful for the viewer, it's more useful for me. So that's like the one thing that I'm covering up. Doing good? That's good to hear. I'm doing right myself, thanks for asking. How are we feeling about the system being essentially 1 year old now? Chat. Because it feels weird to me still. Just, again, to me it feels like just yesterday this came out. I don't feel like it's already been a year. Okay, never mind, that worked. I was wondering, could I get up here faster or not? That does burn my items, unfortunately. There's another mission up here. Yeah, that's near a question mark panel, so I'll go for that. There's one near the top of this map. I want to try to get that. Oh, hang on. I think I can get this P-switch now, or P-switch. Question mark panel now. Yeah, there you go. Alright, first things first. Let me park. Because that was on this roof. You got all P-switched for the updates in the map. Congrats, because that's not easy. I've tried, it's just there was too much. I've mainly played this here and there over time. I haven't really done too much else. I forgot they keep you with the smart steering by default. Because I haven't actually ran into a problem yet with the smart steering. I gotta turn this off. There's the other thing. That was this one. There's only one more of those left, and it's actually near the beginning. Let me turn off the smart steering, because I don't want to deal with that. Get that off. All the other things are going to leave as is.
Oh yeah, Mario Kart.
There we go. Much better. Now I can actually drive without the game punishing me. Yeah, smart steering really doesn't do much in free roam. It kind of felt like it was trying to try to turn my cart a little bit when I was driving on like the mountain, but yeah, you really don't notice it if you're playing in this mode, thankfully. It's just the main races, and that's why I just turn it off, because I don't like smart steering personally. It's good to give it to a beginner. If you never played the game before, then I would say it's probably good for that. But as someone who's played this series since I was... when did I first play? Because I can't remember which one I played first. It was either Super Mario Kart or Mario Kart 64. But I remember playing those when I was just like maybe 5, if not 6 years old. So it's a thing I don't need to worry about smart steering at all. All those little things you see, by the way, popping up, I should mention I'm not going to be going for any of the milestones because a lot of them are super grindy, so they're not worth going for this series. I mainly just want to focus on the free roam. We might look at some of the Grand Prix and the knockout stuff because that's how I unlock other things like characters, but it's mainly going to be a focus for me just to do free roam for this. I want to get up on this rooftop near the starting line so I get that final panel. Oh, you can't actually use the glider. It takes you down too fast. So we'll take the rail. There you go. That's the last panel here, correct? Sure enough, it's all 5. So now it's just... There's a Peach Medallion here, which is on top of the burger shop. And then I got some P-switches here and there to find. Now think, how am I going to get to the burger shop from here easily? Because it's this one, I believe. I do have a feather. Feather's like the most important item probably for free roam because of how many things it actually lets you go to. Is it not this one? Hang on, let me see. I don't think so. There's another sign here near a cliff top. I think that's the one I'm looking for. I am also looking for that other P-switch. It should be nearby, too, if I'm not mistaken. There should be one, like, out here. I remember this mission because I played it casually. There's a mission here where you drive around eating a bunch of burgers. We haven't done that yet. I know that's gotta be nearby. Gosh, man, this game's going to be like a thing. You really get lost in like the graphics when you first pick up the system, as long as you get this with it. Because I gotta say, the Switch 2's HDR when it first came out was a hot mess, but now it's much better to tone down. And this game looks really good with HDR on. It's a very, very pretty game when it comes to the lighting effects. That's not gonna count. I'm gonna reset. This actually drops me off near another mission, so this is actually gonna work out really nicely routing-wise. I just gotta remember this time to take a sharp left here. Just like that. I think I bounced off a toad head. Alright, that's a interesting one. There we go. Complete. And turn around here, because it should be... Actually, it's out here, I think, on the streets. Yeah, there it is. Collecting coins? That's correct. This is the one I want. I remember this one being a little weird. Like, it's not hard, but if you miss a jump, or if the game puts you at a weird angle, that also makes you fail. Thanks, game. I'm gonna make sure I'm more head-on this time, so I don't drive past the starting coin. Better. Until that happens. I gotta do a higher trick than that. Again, this is why I remember this one being kind of weird, because you miss a trick and it's just GG's. Restart the mission. Nice. You got enough time. If fail it, it's fine. Alright, let's get that Peach medallion that's like near the middle area here on that burger sign, and then Mario Bros. Circuit is pretty much all full cleared. Most of our stuff is not going to be this fast and easy, mind you, because most of the collectibles are just all around the world in particular, not necessarily the track. I would prefer anything else. I see the sign, I think, in question. I just need, like, a feather. Sometimes if you just want an item in free roam, just camp. There you go. I don't think I've gotten this coin, so I don't recognize its location. Like, in my main file, I should say. If I say I never got a thing, assume I'm talking about on my own, like, main file. I think I see how you should be getting that. If I go around here to where the shortcut normally takes you, then I should be able to get it from here. Or maybe this, actually. Hang on. No, that actually won't line it up. Let me go over to where the shortcut is. It's so nice to be able to rewind for this stuff. That's like the one big thing this game has going for it. That rewind feature is so good. Alright, this is where I like using the camera, so I can actually look around. This is correct. This is where the Peach Medallion should be. I just don't know how the heck I'm gonna get up there, because I'm looking for some kind of a boost. Maybe I can go up that sign somehow, because if it looks like you probably drive it, you can. Again, this would be nice to have a feather. Ask you shall receive. So we go from this burger sign, I guess. I go over here. I can brake here and turn. I think I can go there? And then over? That still doesn't seem right. This is the height. The height I need. That almost felt like good work, but no. Stop. Just literally stop. Thank you. Actually, if I had 2 feathers to make this easier, but I don't know if I get 2. Also, what helps with the rewind is just you're gonna get a bunch of items for free. There's one. And yeah, I had a feeling. Usually the game will not give you the same item multiple times. It's kind of the problem for free roam. If you want 2 feathers, tough. You're not getting 2. Alright, let's think this out more. It looks like I'm crazy here, but trust me, there is a coin up there, coin of this guide. Okay, good to know that's not solid. One thing I do not like, though, about the rewind is you tap the button and it still goes back for what feels like 3 seconds. That is sometimes still a little too much rewind. I would just want to go back maybe a hair, but it wants to do a lot more than that. So I'll get used to that, too. Is this one of those weird spawns, I wonder? Nice. It might be a weird spawn, if I had to bet. This is gonna be the fun of this mode, to be fair, so this is why I also assume the Mario Kart World sections of this stream are just gonna be a glorified podcast, where you can easily see a lot of conversations happening, and you can probably listen to this, instead of always having the video feed up. Sometimes those are just the more entertaining streams, I do think, though, once you just kind of talk about whatever. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I wish it would. That's a cool idea. Yeah, if I had 2 feathers, this would be easy. Alright, I'm gonna look at this really quick. Let me rewind to get the feather back. Because something tells me I'm missing a thing on this specific one. I'll just pull up a video. It is that specific. Okay, I had the right hunch originally here. I just tried the feather method instead, which is wrong. I drive up here, and that gives me glider for some reason, and now I can grab the Peach Medallion. It's a very specific spawn one. These are the ones you really need a guide for, which I'm not a fan of. I mean, of the 3 collectibles in this game, I think the Peach Medallions are by far the worst. Only because some of them spawn in such a weird way. You literally don't know where they're at until you're in a very specific range for them to actually load in. It's a very weird collectible. And we're going to see that a couple times in this journey. Because I remember there was one where if I didn't jump off the right ramp, it didn't show up. So they're all over the place like that. Alright, so let's see. I need to figure out where I'm going now for another one of these. I think we'll do a P-switch mission. I don't know which one's closer. Is it this one? I think. I just drive out in the desert. I'm just gonna find a thing. Should be somewhere out here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there you go. It's on the rock. I should also work on trying to unlock some of the carts for this, because certain ones are better for free roam. Like, I think of the crab cart for water stuff. I hear that one's pretty good for certain missions. Oh, this is the one about the tornadoes. I remember about this. You ride the tornado, get to the goal pole. Or based on my camera, just covered it up, goal pole. It's kind of weird that gives you a boost. I wouldn't think that would actually help you, but it does. Alright, I'm gonna retry. That should put me near another P-switch. Which I think should be this direction. Yeah, it should be northeast. One thing I don't like about the little mini-map that I'm covering up. The mini-map doesn't tell you direction, because it's one of those that keeps on turning. Like, if I demonstrate by turning off my camera again. The mini-map here, as you can see, is spinning with my character. So there's no set direction to it. It's just wherever it goes, that's where it faces now. Instead of being a proper cardinal north, south, east, and west. I don't like it when maps do that. I hate it so much. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way. I don't think this is going to be a hot take. I think this is going to be a lukewarm one at best. I don't like it when games have mini-maps that spin around and not lock to a specific area. I think that is dumb, and that is something that should be a case where you can turn that setting off. Some games let you do that, not all of them though. That actually sent me over the goal. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna retry. I'm gonna retry this anyways when I'm done, because it's gonna put me next to 2 coins. One of them's right here. Lawn missions are fun. They're good to teach you the skills of the game and show off the hidden hazards like tornadoes. Agreed. Yeah. The missions in this, I think, are really fun, and it's the closest we've gotten to the original mission mode structure of Mario Kart DS, and to a similar degree Mario Kart Wii because of the tournament mode in that game. I appreciate these being in the game, personally. This was like the one thing I thought Mario Kart was missing for years, so they're a welcome addition. And there's a lot of really cool ones as we'll be seeing. I agree with you there. I don't know if this works if I have to be on top of this or I can ride the water. No, I have to be on top, I guess. Yeah, some things you can't rewind. That's one of them. There you go, that's one. I'm gonna mark that immediately. There's another one nearby on the diner sign. So it should be on my left? Oh yeah, that should be it right there, right? Yeah, there you go. Oh crap, I don't have the distance. I might be able to get that from the telephone wire here, then. Yeah, this should work. Because then I could just jump from this wire. Maybe not then. Maybe here? No, I have to do this jump. That's where I wish I had a feather, but I didn't need it. Cool. Alright, let's see. Where else can we go? I know if we warp over to where Toadette is, we can get a lot of stuff. I'll do that. Why not? But if they give me food, I'm gonna immediately change clothes. Alright, what is this one? Bounce, bounce, bounce. Alright, I see it. These clouds look almost like cement. I don't know what it is. I think it's just their texture quality. Alright, there should be another thing near where I spawned. Oh, there's Nabbit. I'm not worried about him. He's just for a milestone, which you'll find him everywhere in this game, so it doesn't matter. Looks like it's under the bridge. Another P-switch. Oh, I didn't mean to hit this, but yeah, you can look around here if you wanted with these little telescopes. This makes it easier to find some of the P-switches if you're not able to find them. I don't know if it shows you Peach medallions in some areas. I think it does. It just depends on how they spawn. Alright, take the river to the city. And this puts me actually at Crown City. Well, just shy of being outside. Like, missions like this is why I just like, every once in a while, jumping into the free roam to just kind of screw around. Because this kind of stuff you don't get in the multiplayer. This is always just a nice little breath of fresh air if you're just playing the game a lot. Because the multiplayer in this game is fun, but I do feel like in some ways it's a little bit of a step back from previous Mario Karts. Mainly just because of those intermissions. I've talked about them, I think, to an exhausting degree at this point over the past year, but the intermissions, I think, are the worst part of this game. The thing that holds back Mario Kart World the most. And unfortunately, there's no way of turning them off, so most players are just going to be dealing with the nonsense of just getting straight line tracks. Kinda hope I had a mushroom to chase Nabbit. Or you can just run in front of my car. Say, there you go. That's like the one Nabbit you need in the whole game. It doesn't matter which one you get, it's just grab one to get the milestone. Now the rest don't matter. Alright, I don't want to actually be in Crown City. I want to be on the outskirts, so it's actually kind of a problem in here. I don't know how to get back out. I guess I could take the pipe again. Because Crown City is a warp location, so I'd rather warp here to do all the collectible stuff. So instead, I think I'll just drive out. Yeah, being able to instantly warp around on this map is really nice, and that's a thing they added with the update as well, because you can warp to P-switch locations if you select them on the map. It does let you begin the mission, which just takes you over to where the switch is. That makes traveling so much easier. In the past, you were only able to just warp around the courses. So I do appreciate that. Should be this way. I'm looking for... Is it actually in the town? Oh, I think it is. Ah, crap. It's on the outskirts, but it looked like on the map it'd be out here on the waterfall section of the rapids. I think... Is that the P-switch I'm looking for? I think it is, because it's in an alley. Dodge Bowser's minions. Yeah, this is it. And we got the Sumo Bros, too. The ones that shoot down lightning when they strike. Thought I could actually jump over that. I was trying to get the coin for a speed boost. That was a stupid idea. I don't think it really mattered if I got hit once. Yeah, it really does not. This one's a weird one. Actually, I think I want to take a warp. P-switch. Take the river one. And then from there, if I drive south, then I should find another P-switch. South should be this way. I think that's it. Nice. I swear, you don't get much speed in the off-road and you still somehow jump over all these switches. Pick up blue coins and maybe a donut at the end. Well, I can do for a donut. I'm going back to Crown City. Probably donut in there. But this is not going back to Crown City. It just drops you off here at a food shop. Which is where we got Toadette to begin with, so we kind of just did a circle. I should find another switch here in a minute. Oh, this one takes you deep into the city. Okay. We might be going to Crown City if that's the case. Although there's some stuff out here I still want to do. I really feel like I got, like, no speed for this. It's like casual stroll speed. Hey, Matt. How you doing? Oh, I wish you didn't turn. I was going to use your ramp. Thanks. What am I gonna do with a banana peel? For a speed mission. Doing alright? That's good to hear. I'm doing alright. Thanks for asking. There you go. Another one cleared. Now in the depths of the city. But I don't want to be here, so I'm gonna hit retry and find a medallion out here in the desert, which should be, let's see. There's one P-switch mission I didn't do down here, and it's near that. It's like around here. Okay, yeah, I got the right direction. It should be something on a rock, which that's saying a heck of a lot. I think it's supposed to be up there. Yeah, it's above a bridge. Oh, fun. So I gotta climb a mountain. Unlike other open world games where you can literally climb, I'm driving a car. How do you think I'm going to climb a mountain with a car? So that's going to lead to some more creative ways of getting up slopes. This took so long. I'm assuming all the open world stuff. Did you use any kind of like map trackers when you did this, Matt? Or did you just go in completely raw? Maybe with a video on the side? Alright, let me warp. Should be another one south. So it's just a 180. Not that one. So I gotta go a little bit more this direction. Yep, there it is. Use the video? No, I'm using a map tracker, so I don't need the video, thank you, though. I had to look up one Peach Medallion spawn so far, but other than that, I'm fine. I feel like that was kind of a bad thing there, but I don't think that's gonna matter. Yeah, it's 9 hours. Hey, good news. I think we can complete this stream series in like 2 days. It's just gonna require a lot of focus. Alright, hang on. Before I go any further, I'm dropped off here. There's a P-switch to the west, so I gotta do a harsh left turn here. And it should be up on a mountainside, so I gotta drive over here. Oh, I see it on the little mini-map. Right here. Yeah, shout out to the Tech Tangents tracker in particular, because this is super detailed. Because it has pictures of all the things I'm looking for. I heard this took a very long time to make, too. And it was made when the game first came out. So it was a lot of dedication for like a month. This one's like a roundabout one. But it's like a proper race, which is why. It's a really cool idea. You get some races here and there for the time trials. That character just spawned in front of me. Like, where did he come from? Or she? I don't know what that character is. I just saw the helmet. Could have been one of the babies. I'm gonna swap the Mario, which actually he should be in a new costume. Cause no, never mind. He should be near a costume then. Right? Yeah, here we go. Donuts. Alright, where am I going from here? From getting Mario, I go north, east. Yeah, this direction. I'll just catch up a little bit on the chat here. Sounds like you were watching one of the Star Wars movies this weekend. Watching new Star Wars. Pretty good. That's good to hear. It's pretty good. The last one I watched was the one that came out in 2015, so it's been a while. Because I just kind of fell off of the series. It had the Marvel issue to me, just too much of the same thing. So I'm glad to hear at least the new one's pretty good. Does this put me right next to a Peach Medallion? Oh, I gotta look fast. I don't know if it's in the air. Oh, it kind of is. Hang on. Turn. That's it. I should still be airborne, right? Yeah, there you go. A drop. Holy crap, we're good. We're good. Oh, that was a little too close to the edge. But if I keep on going from here, I should get another mission. I think. I'm going south, so no. Where's east? Or west? That's it. God, again, I hate how the minimap doesn't have cardinal directions. I don't know where I'm going. Not until I look at the main map. Love how I looked over for a split second. I drive right past the stupid switch. Yeah, it's best if you can for a lot of movies on that front. Unless you're really into it. Yeah, I'd wait until it comes out on a streaming service, because the movies at this point have gotten a little out of hand on pricing. Like, going to a theater nowadays is so much more than what it used to be. So unless you're really into that movie on launch, it is probably better to wait. I don't, like, the last time I think I went to a theater was, oh, when was that? That was probably in, like, 2020, right before the pandemic. It's been that long. Not for the lack of interest in a lot of things that are out, because I've been watching a lot of the big releases after they come out on streaming services. That's just my take. I also don't like going to the movies alone. That's another thing. I like to make an outing. So it's kind of hard to get people to go out and see half the stuff I like to see. It's usually either an interest issue or just time. Oh, that's up on a cliff. That's why I can't find it. Ooh, I don't know if I'm doing that mission right now. I don't know how to get up there. Can you get up this mountain from this side? Let's find out. Yeah, new trilogy was okay at best. That's what I heard a lot of people say. The best movie of the newer trilogy, I think, was the first one that came out. And then everything else was kind of downhill in most people's eyes. So I can see where you're coming from on that one, Matt. Yeah, I do think that, yeah, that'd be actually an interesting thing if we were all, like, in the same area. Because I do think a lot of us would have a lot of the same interest for movies, so it wouldn't really be a factor of, do you have the interest in the thing I want to see? Because I think the answer is yes to most flicks. Alright, hang on, before I go any further, I got way off track. I just want to make sure I found the right P-switch. Launch from pipe? Yes, this is the next one on my list. Not the one I was going for, but this works. I don't know how useful the feathers are going to be outside of just these jumps. How did that count? I don't know how that counted. Alright, let's take a warp back. Oh, this even puts me on track for another mission anyways. This is perfect. So from here, I turn a little bit more this way. Yes. This is north. I think Blu-ray comes out this month. That's soon. Wasn't the new Star Wars movie just released like last month? That's very fast. I'm seeing that now more days. Like, to come to streaming, movies take about 3 to 4 months on average, but to get at least like the physical release and then the buy/rent version on digital, it's usually about a month or two now, it seems. Oh, for the Galaxy movie. Oh, I missed that comment in chat before. Apologies. Yeah, that I thought was coming out soon, because it was... Yeah, it was talked about mid-May or so, possibly getting a date for streaming, and then like a month later for physical. I still have not seen it. I'm still waiting for it to come on a service I have, which I think should be soon. The first movie was on Peacock, so I imagine they're going to put Galaxy on Peacock as well. So I have access to that, so I'll just watch it on Peacock. Funny story about that, actually. When I used to have internet at my old ISP, which was Comcast, I got Peacock just included with the internet plan. And when we canceled the internet earlier this year, so we moved on to a different ISP, they didn't cancel our Peacock. We take those. It's probably because I got it as a reward at one point, and I don't think someone realized the stipulation of how long that reward should last, because I still have it. I don't think I should have it anymore, but I'm not going to complain. With the prices of these streaming services, I'll take one for free. Thank you. I paid for it technically with my internet bill, and then some. June 16th. Alright, so that is within like the next 2 weeks. That's very soon. There we go. Yeah, I do think, honestly, they probably did. They probably did forget. Because there was another time, this was like maybe 3 years ago. They were supposed to send us a Bluetooth speaker as a reward. And then they just forgot about sending us a speaker. So they sent us a second one. Again, we take those. I don't know how we got 2. So the reward program is just kind of a mess. Like, we take the freebies in this house if a company wants to give me a freebie. Did I hit? I missed it. How did I miss the ring? It looked like Mario drove straight through it. That was weird. Yeah, this mission's kind of a pain. I don't think I've done this one before. This one's unfamiliar to me. You gotta hit these pillars in the right way, otherwise you're gonna get gravitied up, essentially. Like, the collision's a little weird. There you go. Like, I'm used to doing those tricks on shortcuts, so I know what I'm doing for that. It's just, how does the game sometimes handle its physics? Oh, this Peach medallion doesn't have a picture. I hope that just means it's a freestanding. Better question is, how do I get over there? Not from this area. We drive through the sand. It's not gonna take me where I want to go. Because to get where I need is through this cave on the outside. So I might have to get up on a ledge somewhere, maybe? Because this takes me to a glider, which I don't want the glider. But I have to keep on going this direction anyways. Oh, P-switch. Well, I wasn't planning on finding another P-switch. But I'll take it. Is this... No, this is wrong. Sprinter goal. Okay, this is the right one. Oh, I know which one you're talking about, Matt. I'm not worried about that mission because I'm going to do exactly what you're talking about. The cheese. Because, yeah, if you're trying to do the mission legit, it is hard. But if you're just doing the cheese strat for it, it's actually one of the easier missions for the challenge set. Barely. Alright, while I'm here, there should be a medallion, like, right next to me. So I'll just grab it. I don't know if it's, like, up on this pillar? I think it is. I am going to be doing this a lot, by the way. Because there's a lot of collectibles here and there. So I'll just be getting, sidetracked all over the place. Actually, I'm gonna go from this one? Yeah, because then I can go north for another P-switch, or even west for the medallion. I'm gonna see if I can get the medallion first. Yeah, the tracker one of these updates is a godsend, 100%. Trying to do this stuff without it is just pain. I need to go, I need to learn how to get up this mountain, because up here is where I need to go for a lot of the collectibles I'm looking at right now. One peep down, he's just flat up here. Don't mind if it's incredibly funny, like for a boss in RPG or platform doesn't expect you to do that. Yeah. I like, my favorite versions of cheese are usually ones that yeah, kind of break the game in a way that favors the player, but it gives you a weird outcome. I always like that kind of stuff. Oh, that's an item box. I thought it was a P-switch for a second. Like, what's a P-switch doing up here? It wasn't on my map. One of my favorite, it's not much of a cheese, it's more of an exploit, but I did love showing off the big exploit in Sonic Unleashed for the Infinite Experience, for the stream series I did last year, and then also for the LP League playthrough. It's just always a chaos time, and I just love the side effects for the game. Alright, perform stunts. Got it. No. I ain't making it. This one's gonna be hard. Just like my crash out. I mean, I like that too. That was hilarious. Crash out made that part even better. Nope. Alright, that's gotta be a left trick. I'm trying to do neutral trick and it's not enough. So I need a left trick. I think I also need to swap the car soon, because default car isn't that great on off-road. That's not helping here. I'm just using what the car had for the character when I swapped, and that's not always the best idea. There you go, got a detach trick. That's what I needed. Now to figure out where I'm going still, because I'm still missing one of these Peach medallions that I was looking for. So I'm back to driving. I don't know. But maybe I can continue going up from here. Nope, can't go any further here. Okay. So is it going to be a precise jump, or is it going to just be finding a new way around? Precise jump it is. Alright, let me look. Where am I in relation? The coin I'm looking for is just slightly higher up on the map. So it's got to be like here somewhere, right? So I'm going slow so I don't just fall off and miss it. Nope. Well, thankfully, I know what this is. PM27. That's P-switch. No, not the medallion. Peach medallion 27. Here we go. That is not even the same course. So 27 to this guide is not the same as the one I'm looking at. All right, so they're not named the same internally, because that one was all the way over on the other side of the map. Actually, where is this technically? Is it? I'm just gonna say fully. Badlands. That's what this is. The Badlands. Okay. Nice ad timing. Unfortunate eating food and getting a food ad. My favorites. Let's see. Not that one. No. I'm looking for... Is it that one? There we go. East of Desert Hills, you'll find this. Look for the cliff between desert and Badland region. I think that's the one I'm looking at. Well, I found that one. Is that the one I'm looking at on my map, or is it a different one? That might be the one I'm looking at. Just to confirm, falling down here a little bit. That is it. So we're gonna use the warp to get back up here faster. Because... Wrong button. If I use this map, like right... Turn it off. Like right here. So if I just drive north, I should be able to get it, because I did see it near the train tracks. I don't think I need to be that much higher than this. Oh no, it's over there. So just go on the other side. I think it should be on this ledge, right in front of us. Yeah, there you go. Got it, finally. That was deceptive, because this is one of the few medallions I don't have a picture for. And that's what makes that harder to find, because if I don't have a picture for it, you're going to imagine the struggles. Then there's the one near the cactus. Should be this one. For medallion 6, drop off the cliff facing west. So this is where I'm at now. And then I drive from here, following north. That's correct. And I fall down, I think, here on this ledge. Or, hang on, I think I turn. There we go. Got it. Well, I guess now I can go do another mission. It should be around these P-switches. I'm just gonna warp to this one. That'd be much faster. Yeah, I did get a chuckle out your ad message, Matt. Yeah, unfortunate timing you left. I was waiting to say until the ads were over. Don't blame me for walking away for that one. Can't unhear the parental floss lyrics for this song. Yeah, it is right, because this is the Mario Bros. 2 select theme. I forgot you did a cover of this, because I haven't heard it in, like, years. Is it, like, around the corner here? I'm seeing it on my, tracker. It's on a cliff. but that's saying a lot on a mountain. Saying something's near a cliff, it's like saying it's in the water when you're in the ocean. P-switches are easy to get to be fair, so it's not going to be an obscure place. The Peach medallions are just weird on their placements. They're way more obscure. But it is around where I'm at, so not far off. Is it up here, maybe? Oh, wait, hang on. See something on my mini-map? This is it. This is the one I'm looking for. Launch from the pipe? This is correct. It's another blue coin mission. Usually the structure of these open world missions are blue coins, some kind of a race, or testing your dexterity of some kind, like with tricks. There's like a lot of different variations of those specific missions. You'll see a lot of those. How many is that so far? That's 21 of the P-switches, 9 of the medallions, and only 5 panels, but I'm not worried about panels. There's gonna be plenty of opportunities to grind those. I think I want to go up here. Where's it? No, here. This is a little bit closer. There's another P-switch mission in the middle of the cactus and the cliff. If I turn and drive this direction, well, not fully, because there's a wall. I go from here. And then we can get to some more mission. The only problem is, well, I'm going to be warping. I hope you guys are going to be attached to certain songs, because they're going to be changing a lot. Unfortunately, with just the structure of how warping works, it just reloads the areas briefly, and it will re-roll our song. Which sometimes you don't want to do, because you get a really good song. If they're playing any Galaxy music, I am not re-rolling, because that's just some of the best stuff in this. And can we just say, it's been a year at this point since this system came out in Mario Kart World. It's about dang time that this is one of the soundtracks on the Nintendo Music app, because holy crap, why was that taking so long? It's one of the most packed soundtracks Nintendo's put out in years. So it's about time it's on the Nintendo Music thing. It's not just an app anymore, because it's also now on a web browser. Also about time. That's been, like, what, a 2-year service now? Something like that? They only just now made the web browser variant. I think I'm going to go back to Mario Bros. Circuit, as there's some P-switches out here I want to look at. What is this song? Because it's somber. Oh, it's the opening melody for Yoshi's Island. That's why it's hard to hear at first. Alright, this should be near Burger Joint. Is it here? No, it's just diner sign. Gotta drive further out. Gotta travel the highways. And that should be it right there. That P-switch. I actually do wonder how long this kind of 100% thing would actually take, because I'm using trackers. If I was doing this without looking, yeah, this would suck. It's one of the reasons why I waited for years to do a Breath of the Wild thing. Like, when I first played that game on stream years ago, I was just playing through the story beats, not doing anything else, because that was a nightmare to track. But then all these trackers became a reality, and it made things so much easier to figure out what you're doing over the course of months. It's hard to 100% any of these open world games without some kind of a tracker, because it's just a mess otherwise. Very ballsy for them to have made this open world last year and not give us any way of tracking things besides just those, like, question mark panels. So they were the least important thing to track. There's another one. Stop hitting me! Wait, no Daisy? Oh yeah, because I don't have her unlocked, right? That's what it is? 'Cause I think Daisy's one of the unlockable characters. And yeah, sure enough. So I was going to use her warp as an easy way to get to another mission. But I don't have her on this file. Well, I guess I'll just do this the old-fashioned way, aka teleport. So I'm thinking I might at least do the Grand Prix, because I'll get the characters from Grand Prix. But that's pretty low on the priority list, for obvious reasons. It's not my main file. I'm not needing these characters to play online, because I already have all that. Excuse me. How dare they run into me in the middle of the road when I'm in the middle of the road? I should have the right away. Oh, I remember this one. This is a cool mission. Because this is one of the few missions you ride the helicopter in. And the helicopter is a very cool vehicle. I love how the blades spinning around so fast just spell Mario Kart, because that just doesn't make any sense when it comes to how aviation actually works. Alright, there we go, got it. And now I think I want to go find this one. It's near town, so I just keep on going this direction. It should be near, I think, actually this rest stop. Right? The location's around here, I just don't know where the P-switch is. Maybe it's the next one over, actually. How does that count for gliding in the air more? Maybe one of those signs I actually want to use the binoculars here, because it's somewhere nearby. Well, there's that one out there. I think there's another one in the distance. Those are not the ones I'm looking for. What's that? Street light. I thought that was a P-switch for a minute. That's what I'm looking for, I think. I got... No, I'm not gonna make it. I gotta go up the telephone wire. Stay the course. Stay the course. You idiot. Stay the course. Completely dodges target at the end. I did that trick to make sure I wouldn't fall. And that didn't really work out. Okay, now I want... What direction is this? It should be right where I landed. Flyoshu Yoshi. Okay, so it should be right around here. Is this the one? Up ahead? Is this the P-switch? That is not the right one. It's close. But it's not the one. Oh, hey, random UFO, you know, as you have in the desert. The UFOs now are really important for open world, because when the game first came out, they were just a vehicle that you could ride in, but now they also give you some of those extra characters. So, jumping in UFO is good if you want one of the minion characters. Dude, can I stop getting hit by a random armadillo? And also not miss the coin in question. I think I want to turn from here now and go backwards. The mission I was looking for was not that one. There it is. Flying over the Yoshi quick bite. That's the one I was looking for. And then I'll warp back here because there's another one. It's not easy. Oh, nice. You found another Pokewalker. That's cool. Gonna use a lot. Really good pedometer. They are really good pedometers. That is 100% true. I remember using that all the time when the game first came out, because it was really good at the time that the Heart Gold Soul Silver was making the rounds, when I was going back and forth between two different schools, so I was getting a lot of miles on the pedometer. So I noticed how accurate it was for how much I was walking every day. Fun fact, actually, about that. Matt, you should have talked to me beforehand. I have 2. You want to know how I have 2? Good question, I don't. No, realistically, I found one on my job once a few years ago. Not the game, just the walker. So I have this random Blastoise that's trapped in a Pokewalker with no way of getting home. That guy has been lost to time and space at this point, because I'm very certain that owner's probably deleted the data. If not, they may not even have their card anymore, who knows. I can't use it because I don't have another copy of the game that would work. Because I have to delete my walker data for that, so it's just not worth it. I should go back over here. Try to get him out! Good luck! I actually know how the data works. If you did, I would actually be calling you a master hacker, because you need the exact values. For those of you who don't know how the Pokewalker actually worked in Heart Gold Soul Silver, is that the Pokemon actually doesn't go on the Pokewalker itself. It actually is stored in the game's code still. So the Pokemon data is only half sent to the walker. It's just very basic information. And how it retrieves the data back is by linking back to the original data, making sure the handshake works correctly. Do you have the right values? If not, it doesn't work. So you can technically cheese it if you get the right trainer ID and values to that specific Mon, but it's not going to be 100%. It's still probably going to be a different Mon. People have tried hacking that. It just doesn't fully work. I don't know if I can make this now. In fact, I think I needed the helicopter. But yeah, we'll talk off stream about that. But yeah, there's like some very fascinating information over the years that's come out about the Polka Walker. People found out actually how to transfer the files between carts and the walker itself, and now people know a lot more how the walkers work. There's been a lot of information that's happened over the years, and I think some of it was because of the Giga leak from a few years ago, and I think a lot of it was also just from deep diving into the code of the Polka Walker itself. But yeah, you can't get them out. No matter what I would do, technically, that Blastoise doesn't exist, so it would just be lost to space and time no matter what. I have used them, though, over the years just to give me free play coins on the walker. And I had to use for something. I think from here I drive this direction. Yeah, there it is. I've actually had some interest in replaying the game myself, too, now you mention Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I just haven't really known what to really do to replay, because I don't want to wipe my cart. I only have Heart Gold, so I'm not wiping it. If anything, I might just play it on a flash cartridge, so I can keep my original data. Then I could still play it on the actual DS if I wanted. The only thing I lose is Polka Walker support, but that's not too big of a deal, technically. I just haven't had time, really. When I'm thinking, maybe I should replay this or that, it's like, dude, I haven't started Mina Holler yet. I wanted to do that. I'm chipping away here and there in that new Yoshi title. So I think I'm gonna stick to the things I'm in the middle of first before going back to a game I played. At this point, 16 years ago? That was 2010. I just know when that came out, I was playing at the right time, because I had all these friends around me who are also playing the game at the time, and I had a friend that actually did have an action replay, so I was able to play some of the mystery gift events that I just didn't know about at the time. They were able to help me actually play some of the events, because they gave me some of the mod needed for it. And that's how I actually got my first Pokemon with Pokerus before, and I've never gotten one again. I think it was hacked to get Pokerus. So I'll never use them on, but I was able to use the virus, spread it to other Pokemon, and take advantage of the stat buffs from Pokerus because of that hack. I was able to do some of those event exclusive things in Heart Gold, like being able to go where you needed Arceus, for example, in the ruins, and do the Celebi thing. Celebi was a huge one because the Celebi event was actually tied to the game's story. So it was nice to have a Celebi for that. Watch a bunch of entry videos. Yeah, I hear that guy knows a lot about the Heart Gold, Soul Silver stuff, so that's a really good source. Found a way to pass that ridiculous time requirement to survive yourself. Interesting. That's what I like about, certain people out there who can do deep dives like that into these games, because there's a lot of information that we are learning about because of people like that. So shout out to that specific dude. Forget how long of a stretch this is just to drive down the river in particular. And it doesn't help they only give you the 2 mushrooms. I kind of wish I had more items, because this is just driving now. This is probably where it would have been good to have the extra car. You know, maybe like having the crab car or something. Alright, there we go. So now I guess from here, if I turn this direction? The only problem is, where's the coin? Is it on the ledge here, or is it up on one of those cliffs? Because there should be a coin around here. Wow, hang on, I need to see this. You have to have original DS, put the card in, take the battery out of the system, and then you put it back, set your clock to 2099, go in the game, save, take their battery out, and the game thinks 99 years have passed. Well, that's extremely convoluted. You're essentially screwing with the clock by resetting the power multiple times in your system then. But that's kind of weird that doing all that makes the game think you passed 99 actual years. Although, that's not the first time we've had a Nintendo game with some weird year requirement for some, like, time restrictions. I mean, the most famous example I always think of is that one very specific code you can put in NES Metroid, which has you playing the game for, like, what was it, over 300 years, technically? And that somehow puts you in a very weird state and lets you get the bad ending, which is something a normal player will never do. Alright, it's time to shake it up. Let's go, Luigi. Oh, of course, it's the Mario Kart 8 song for Luigi, of all people. Because that just... It's the game where he just death stares you, so why not? We'll just play with the meme. And actually, this is Jazz Fusion 1. There's multiple versions of the Mario Kart 8 song in this OST. Nice, got it. That should be this coin, right below me. So then I'm looking for the other one. This is a mission. It's on the highway. It should be near... Actually, is this it? This might be a different mission. Yeah, this is a different mission. This is actually taking me all the way back to Mario Bros. Circuit, which I don't want. Ah, okay. Didn't think that was gonna count. Thanks. That definitely didn't look like it was gonna count. It looked like I missed. This is not the mission I'm looking for either, but this is another one that's close by. And this should make 36 of these done, which we're kind of blazing through these missions in particular, which is good because there are close to 400 P-switches in this game. Now I'll actually find the one I was looking for real. Like I should be able to go from here north. 2 EV reduction barriers are only available in the Walker. Yeah, it was one of the things they did lock behind Walker, which was a little annoying. But I don't think they're terribly hard to get, from what I understand. Because yeah, you can get the classic Pokemon Network stuff now. Like the fan servers kind of fixed this issue. So back in the day, I don't think you were able to get those berries really at all. But now with the fan servers fixing a lot of these mystery events that just no longer exist. That fixes a lot of problems with Pokewalker 2. Yeah, shout outs to that fan server. God, that's fixed so much. Is there anything like that now for the 3DS games? Because we have Pretendo to play those games online now with Gen 6 and 7, but I can't think if they've done something similar for the mystery gift stuff yet. Hey, I'm getting distracted by this guy I want to shoot. Oh, I almost got smart greened. Yeah, as soon as I say that. I'm very much distracted with just trying to hit the charging chuck. Because that gives me this. Oh, I got a milestone. Neat. Now I'm way off course. I guess while I'm here, I should find some other ones. There's a P-switch nearby. It should be near the edge of this road. I know the servers we're talking about in particular with the classic Pokemon stuff is only for Gens 4 and 5. I don't know if there's something equivalent yet for 3DS. That's why I ask. Because keep in mind, those servers only went down in 2024, so Pretendo's still relatively new. And the classic Poke servers, I don't think, opened up until a few years ago. We had the Ween 5 stuff for years before those servers. Shout out to all these fan servers in general, though, because holy crap, they make so many games still live on to this day. Like, Pretendo's great for the Wii U and 3DS. The Wii 5 servers are great for the Wii, and I think they're also for DS as well. I don't remember if it's the same name or not. Kind of random in this world. There's just realistic armadillos. They're not even like a cartoon creature as much. They're just an actual armadillo. One of the few realistic enemies you're gonna find in a Mario game. This was the one I was looking for a while. This specific P-switch. Barely clipped the edge of that. Holy crap. I could get some medallions in the water. Oh, I remember one of these being a pain. Never mind, not doing that now. I'm just gonna turn. To be fair, I might enlist some help for some of the Peach medallions in particular. Just because they're stupid. I just wish that people could collect those if you were playing online with friends, because that would make my life so much easier. Just open up a room and say, hey, drive in the coin for me, please. That would help so much. Is this on the water or is it in the road? Stop, stop, stop. This is over near the race course up ahead. No, it's a cliffside. But where? Here? On the other side? So you can get the mystery gifts for the Homebrew 3DS. You have to mod it. Well, thankfully, modding your 3DS is easy. I know it's a meme, but it legitimately is. I'm assuming, based on what you're saying there, you have to run a Homebrew app for that stuff in particular. It's not, like, actually connecting to a server. Think so. Yeah, that would make sense if it's homebrew exclusive. Load up a little bit of FBI, open up. I still find it funny that stinking installing programs app fans have made for the 3DS. It's just flat out called FBI. That ain't subtle. I hate how the CPU is going to have items for these specific challenges because they don't need them. And if you get hit, it sucks. See, case in point, if I didn't throw that shell, I think I would have got whacked with a banana. Don't send the ninjas. That's what I say every time I look at any PC port nowadays or ROM hack. I think I would have barely cleared that if I didn't get the... If I got the food, sure. If I didn't, I think I still would have cleared it. Alright, let me swap to this so I can warp to a P-switch. Ugh. I hate choking on water, man. Ah! Oh, I gotta get that out of my system. Give me 1 second. Jeez, that's a lot better. I just love when you just randomly are just having a sip of water and all of a sudden you feel like dying today. It's a great pastime. Ah. Let's continue. God, I wasn't even looking for because of that. Looking for a P-switch down here. Yeah, excuse me. Might still cough from time to time, trying to still work this out. Got most of it out of my system now. I just hate when that happens, man. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. No, 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 no. Almost failed that because I got a bad jump. Alright, let's see. Where else do we want to go? I want to make sure my numbers are correct. They should be. Yeah, they are. Cool. We could do another course set of things. It's been a bit. Here we go. This is one. I don't know which P-switch this is. ramp through. Oh, first one I clicked on. Kind of hard to see the final target, I'm not gonna lie, because I almost missed that. But it's because of how the camera's changing. Let me rewind for a second. I think that's where a P-switch is, right down here. I don't want to do that jump. There we go. This is the one I want. This should drop me off near, it's either a medallion or another panel. Nice. What are you supposed to do with a banana on a time trial? Okay, it's next to a panel. Gotta go backwards. I don't want to go too far because I need to see. How's it going? Like right below me. Well, I didn't actually want to fall, but alright. It's like right below me here. But there's another panel, so I don't want to go for that. Is this the one I'm thinking of? Definitely not. I'm looking at a wall panel, and it's not this wall. Well, there's my Peach medallion of the area. Break. Oh yeah, I remember getting this one. This one's kind of weird. Without a feather. It's possible, but it's not going to be fun. There we go. Hang on, I need to pause on that one because I couldn't find the stupid thing on my map. I'll have to mark it here in a minute. Actually, let me reset because I didn't even see what this was. I think I'm on the right mission. Gather blue coins. No, that's not it. No wonder why I couldn't find it. The mission was buried under all the other things on the collectible labels, so I couldn't see it. Oops. I was looking for one of the panels on the wall. I thought it was on that one specific stretch I was at, but I think it's on the other side. Like down here. There we go. Alright, let me turn off the stuff there. Okay, so that was the furthest out one. Cool. That's the only one I'm seeing. Yes, that's the only P-switch I'm seeing that's gonna be buried by all these different things on the map. So I don't think I'll have to turn on and off these things again. There's so many items specifically in this one area. Like, if I just show you the map really quick. There are so many things clustered in just one spot alone. I couldn't see what this P-switch mission was because it was like this on my map. It was all buried. So you can zoom it in, or I just turn off the stuff to actually see it in question. But I should probably be zooming in to actually see the rest of the stuff. So these two panels are right next to me. I'll try to get one of those. I might just be able to make this from a proper trick jump. Yeah, there you go. There's the other one that's across the gap. It's near the crane here. Okay, let me get a better idea. So it's on one of the signs. Don't know how I'm gonna hit that, so maybe I can hit it from the crane. That or I get a feather. I remember getting this one on my own playthrough, and I can't remember if I got it like this or with a feather. Alright, just barely clears it. I'm missing one more panel in this area, and it's near the beginning. I might as well just go get it, just to have all panels. Got it. You didn't even need to do a trick on the panel. It's that simple. Alright, there's a Peach medallion here near the beginning. Let's go see if we can get that. I'm trying to remember where it was exactly. Because this is one of the ones I don't have a picture for, so I can't remember if it's on the beaten path or if it's up above somewhere. Kind of both. Can I get anything but mushrooms, please? Like, I need a feather. Thank you. 'Cause I don't know if you can get this without a feather, but I don't trust it. Nope, okay, you can just get rid of that feather. That would have made that easier, I guess. I get the one that's outside. Yeah, I'm right next to it. I might as well get the mission that's right outside. Although I can't find that one apparently right away, so I'll just get this one. There's another one nearby. This is not the one I was looking for. Or is it? Oh yeah, no, this is the Tetris time trial. This is it. And it's so treacherous. Just a bunch of goofy-faced looking spike balls. Like, oh no. Or technically they're tires in this context. It's not hard. Alright, let me see if I can find the Peach medallion here. It's near the top. I'm just wanting a list again. Is this still in Badlands, technically? Yeah, it looks like still Badlands. Okay, I think I found it. Is that... Where am I going for this? Oh, it's telling me a whole roundabout path to get to the one I got before. So that's not the one I'm looking for, is it? 18. That is 18. Okay. No, that's the second one in here. Where is the second one? It's only telling me one in this guide I'm looking at. On my map, there are two right next to each other. One outside, one inside. I got the outside one. I need the inside one. Let me just fine-tune the search a little bit better, because I don't think it's getting what I want. Okay, all peach medallions here. Perfect. That's the one that we got before. They keep on... Every video I'm finding is just finding the one that's in it's a stinking tunnel. It's not the one I'm looking for. There's a second one. This video showed them getting the tunnel one twice. That's not a separate medallion, guys. Is this the one? That, I guess, is close enough. Oh, I don't feel like that's correct. I'm not gaslighting myself. There are two next to each other, right? Yeah, on this map, there are two. Coin 55 and coin 56. 55 is more inside, while 56 is outside. Unless that's the one I got. And the other one's not it. Thinking that's the case. So I'm looking for an outside coin, not an inside coin. God, this is why I don't like peach medallions, dude. They are so cryptic. And they don't show up on the map until you collect them. So I'm just searching for things on a map. And it does kind of feel like a game of Where's Waldo. So somewhere out here I want to go. And I think I can find... That's it! Now I'll figure out how to get up on that ledge. So can I just go around and get there, or do I have to go somewhere else? No, this just works. I'll just get the items back because I'm going to burn them. There's no point in burning them. Got it. That was the other one I was missing here. Perfect. And now the cheat. Which I kind of needed to do because I didn't have enough time after getting hit. Alright, let's go back real quick to Wario Stadium, as there's a P-switch mission right outside that I want to do. That's camera. I keep on doing that, dude. I think I'm going a decent route for this. It's not fully correct, but it's good enough. So I can turn from here, and it's up on that ledge. Should be overtaking train. Yes. Yeah, this is all kinds of messed up because I just missed one trick in the beginning because I wanted a drink of water. I couldn't get to the stinking pad, dude. I got a bad turn, and that's all it takes. It's hard to turn fast in dirt, to be fair. I don't know if I have enough time now. I hit it at the buzzer. I feel like that should have counted. This is where it's good. If you're going to this mission, smuggle in an item. Because I don't like doing this without a mushroom. There you go. Much better. Seriously, this mission is not that great without a mushroom. Alright, let's get the stupid coin that's around this area. Let's warp back. I remember there's a certain ramp you need to hit around here in particular. And hitting the ramp to do this little glider section spawns a coin. It's really dumb. One of the dumb ones. I just don't know where that ramp is in question. I remember this coin. This one took me, it felt like 15 minutes to figure out when I was playing this on my own. Just because it didn't spawn. And now I know the reason why. I think it's near the pit stop over here. Yeah, this is the ramp. Then you fly in the air like this. I've been following the coins. And then one of them is just going to have a medallion. This one's dumb. Because you don't take the glider, it doesn't spawn. So good luck trying to figure that one out on the map. And then there's one nearby over here. Am I going the right way? Yes. This one I think is just in the water or like around it. Yeah, just sitting on a ledge. That's easy enough to grab. One of the medallions for? Get back to you on that one. They're really, like, the medallions do nothing besides give you the milestones. You do have to have a certain amount collected along with the panels and the P-switches to get mirror mode. So I guess technically the medallions are just for mirror mode for most players. So they're just an extra collectible, kind of like Korok seeds in like Breath of the Wild. And even then, Korok seeds have more use. I should have all the prerequisites I would think on this file now. Outside of like 2 P-Switch missions, and this should be one of them. So I believe it's 50 P-Switch missions completed to get mirror mode, and I should have enough here in a minute. Yeah, this will be number 50 right here. Yeah, I really don't need seeds for every game. And that's just open world. You gotta have a bunch of shiny things, because that is how we extend the playtime by 50 hours. This is why I don't mind doing this stuff for streams, because I think it just makes for some entertaining streams, especially when half the time it's like a glorified podcast, so we can just kind of shoot the breeze, talk about whatever. But I don't like 100%ing pretty much any open world game. They're all miserable. As much as I enjoyed my time for Breath of the Wild, hundo, that was still a mess years ago, and I've only done it once for a reason. I think it's like near this tree? Yeah, okay. This way. Only need 10 of each for mirror? I thought for at least the other 2, correct, but P-switches I thought was 50. I remember P-switches being a higher number only because there's more P-switches. So, I thought it'd be higher because just by extension there's more and they wanted you to do more. But I could be wrong. Is this another weird spawn? It might be. So I'm looking for a Peach Medallion right here. In between these trees. Unless, no, I might not have drove further in the area. Isn't there one in the shipping crates? Like in this specific spot, I wonder? Yeah, this might be the one I'm thinking of. It also could still be weird spawn, to be fair. Also, what is this song? Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road. That's why I recognized it. It's very rock heavy, so that's why I figured it's some kind of Rainbow Road. No, it's only 10 of each. Oh, okay. I thought it was 50 for some reason on P's. But to be fair, when the game first came out, that's where a lot of misinformation was coming from all the stuff you needed from Mirror, because nobody understood how it worked. So I'm still kind of going off of some of that logic. There we go. That should drop me off next to another P-switch. If I just drive up here, I should be able to find another one. Right? It's like around this area. Oh, hang on. Yeah, here it is. I just looked at the picture, and it's right on the bend. Almost drove right by it. This is just fun where grind rails the mission. As a person who grew up with Sonic games, this is really not that hard because I've played Sonic games with way worse grinding control. But I'm used to grinding is technically the point of that sentence. And this just puts me on like bum nowhere, so I'm just gonna retry. Well, it's not bum nowhere technically. It's right next to a highway. But I want to try that Peach Medallion I seen earlier, and I think I need to use these rails to get to it. Or is that it? I didn't know it spawned up there. I don't think I got this one in my main file. I don't need to use the grammar after all. I can just drive up the bridge. Unless it's a weird spawn But I don't think it is. I think it's just drive up and you find it. Gotcha. Alright, I need to do a stat check. So that's 18, 52, and 10. That is correct. I think I want to take a break from this for a minute and do a quick thing in GP so we can get some extra characters to play with. And plus, I have to leave the mode anyways to get new vehicles. It's the only way.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
None of these are really going to be great, because I'm just going to be sticking to things like the Mock Rocket or the Baby Blooper. 2 default carts in this game. So, sorry. But I'm going to stick to the basics. Grinding came from the Tony Hawk games with Cousin. Yeah, that's a fair one too. I got a decent amount of my grinding skills in video games, I would say, from some Tony Hawks. I didn't play as much of those as Sonic's, so that's how I got most of my grinding in at least platformers. The most I played of Tony Hawk was the Underground stuff. Like, Underground 2 was my jam growing up. Alright, first actual normal race. The rest of these are going to be terrible, because they're all just stupid intermissions. But I want to unlock a new character. This gives us Donkey Kong. Didn't know any of the games yourself. Yeah, that's how I experience a lot of my games too. You would just play them once or twice a year. I guess you knew someone that had them, like a family member or a friend. I got to play a decent amount of Tony Hawk's that way too. Like, I played some of the PS1 games at I think it was like a cousin's house at the time. So I'm getting wrecked here in a second. I'm not gonna rewind for this. There's no point. It's only lap 2 anyways. But yeah, no, that's how I play a lot of the Tony Hawks myself. It's just at like a friend's house. And it was also at the local Y's where they had the Underground stuff. That's how I got introduced to it. Of course, smart greened. At least that red gets Donkey. I can do more flashy things on these rails. I just want to take a chance. Playing with that latest update logic where I get a crap ton of coin items in first. The coins are never a problem for first place. And GG's. I'm not worried about these CPUs at all. They actually nerfed the CPU difficulty over time. Like, when this game first came out, it was at least known in Knockout Tour that the CPUs were really aggressive. And it was hard to get 3 stars on Grand Prix and Knockout because of that. And they toned it back a bit, so it shouldn't be as bad now, I think, to get 3 stars if I wanted. I know at least for Knockout it's going to be much easier because of the CPUs not being total crap anymore. I'm a veteran who got the CPU, I guess 1.1 logic? I'd say not 1.0, like the day 1 patch version, where I had to deal with their crap. And I got me 3 stars when the game first released on all modes. It wasn't fun. Where the heck is Donkey Kong even coming from? This dude just appears out of nowhere. Alright, this should be a good spread to go in the Crown City. Yeah, it surely is Mario vs. Donkey Kong. It's kind of fitting because right now there is a challenge for the My Nintendo stuff. You get like some extra platinum coins. You just play Mario vs. Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong 94 on Game Boy. So I guess this is fitting based on the timing of their missions. I always like doing those missions because it's literally just boot the game, you get a free 50 coins. It takes no effort at all to get those coins. Alright, this is the lap 2 variant. I actually got someone to random banana. Nice. I missed the rail. That's whatever. I'm still miles ahead right now, so even that shock didn't really change much. GG's again. I'm not even trying. The CPUs are just not able to catch up. Alright, now the whistle top. Neither can we. Hey, you want to get in this Grand Prix? Join one of the random CPUs? I don't know, that's possible. It's not. That or not. And I forgot, when you're in like the higher placements, those boosts basically don't exist. You can cut maybe an inch of grass. I'll just take someone else's reward, thank you. What was the point of the coin shell, by the way? Like, of all the new items in the game, I think the coin shell is probably the worst. Because it has, like, almost no real purpose. And half the time, it just doesn't help the player who got it. It's just there. I never got the point of the coin shell to be added. It is one of the worst items in Mario Kart history, I feel. Because it just doesn't do anything. Thanks. That wasn't a coin shell, to be fair. So at least I wasn't getting whacked one of those making fun of it. Ooh, this is perfect. I want to hold this feather. I probably shouldn't have used that coin in hindsight, just to make sure no one steals this. I see that. I still keep the feather, though. That's more important. I'm going for shortcut. Because I got the feather, that makes it easy. Well, so much for that. I was just about ready to get the cut. And then I lost it. Well, it's still a good first place. Just as this random guy, like, who's Spike? I didn't pick Spike. Hashtag not my character. Because it's not, it's Mario. Alright, final one. This is one of the very few intermissions where it takes you to a full lap course. So we actually get to play a whole, technically 6 laps, because of how big DK Spaceport is. Am I doing 150cc? That's correct. That is why we're not driving at a snail's pace. But I'm playing this so I can unlock the characters. Technically, that does unlock Mirror eventually, as well. It's not really part of the scope for the free roam 100%, but it's just so we can get some extra characters here. Wish I gave me a coin or something. Maybe a mushroom. Just a little closer. Just a little closer. You won't see it coming. You won't see it coming. Get wrecked, idiot. It's not 200 yet, otherwise I'd be doing it. Dude, I just want them to bring 200 back. It's fun. Just bring back 200cc. It makes the intermissions more bearable. I'm just gonna use this here because I think my mushroom's probably gonna be stolen at some point. Nice, I just had the edge of my tire clipped. I'm not getting rid of this item set because this is too good for first place. I don't think I'll get anything better. What about these barrel drops right now? And another GG's. A mile plus away from the competition. That was, I think, the furthest lead I had. To be fair, no blue shell. Seriously, man. No blue shell race is a blessing. Well, there you go. Now we got ourselves Donkey Kong. Because that is legitimately an okay character in this. He's not meta, not even close. He's just there. If you're playing meta characters, it's someone lightweight. That's kind of where it is right now. I mean, look. First and second, second and third are both babies. That should tell you something. Even the CPUs know. The lighter, the better in Mario Kart. I think really the only game that you really want to be a heavyweight is probably Mario Kart Wii at this point, because a lot of Mario Kart games usually favor lightweights. You know what, we'll take him out for a test drive. How about we try a knockout tour while we're at it? Get a new vehicle. There's the man himself. with like one costume. He's got like nothing on costumes. It kind of sucks. Put him in the very tight car. Actually, hang on. How's the stats on this compared to like the mock bike? I'll go baby blooper. That slight extra top speed is what I want. This is where I actually have not played Knockout Tour single player wise since they did the update. So I don't know how easy or hard this is compared to when the game first came out. I've not tried racing against CPUs in Knockout Tour since July, I would like to say. It's been a while. Yeah, 50cc is like a super basic. I hate it. I don't mean like 100cc because I think even that's a little too slow. But it's the better CC to pick if you're a beginner. But 50 is just... Why is that still a thing? It's just way too slow. A race that takes 2 minutes on average takes almost 4 on 50. It's just... No. Wow, that's bad. It's kind of wanting those items. Alright, there we go. We unlocked all of Donkey Kong's costumes. He has, like, no costumes, dude. Alright, well, we already kind of lost the one first place we can get here. I don't think there's any more items I can get until the end of this, so that's a GG's on 3-star. That's what I don't like about Knockout Tour, is that in order to get 3 stars on all these, you need to get first place on every single lap. It's way too much. Yeah, just screw you. I literally can't. I still was in range to complete Knockout. It's just I don't want to get that 3-star if I can attempt it. I don't like his all-terrain outfit. I think it's I don't even... What was the meta for this, like, speedrun-wise? I think you have to use a car with a lot of speed. I'm gonna try his Bighorn just to see if that makes a difference. Yeah, it's still a pain, I can imagine. Like, in the original days, the CPUs were just way too far ahead in the beginning to catch up with, so it was just a real pain to get the first lap, first place. It also didn't help that they always seem to get better items than you, so you just deal with a lot more blue shells. This is where don't feel shame if you had to use the rewind. Because you're probably going to need it here. I hate when I'm trying to get a box and then, like, frame 1, it's gone. Thanks, CPUs. This is why these are always just a pain. I don't have the right cars yet, that's the problem. The car I like to use for this is, I don't remember what it's called. It's like Royal Racer, I think? Something like that. You don't get that for a while. That's like one of the last cars you get from getting all the coins. That's what I don't like about the 24 racer setup in this game, because, man, you get pushed around all the dang time. Why do I keep on going for that item set when every time I go for it, it's just stolen? I gotta learn my lesson at some point. Because that item set doesn't exist. At least the one nice thing is this game has almost no loading time at all. it's pretty instant. Now, mind you, I'm playing a digital version, and I'm playing it on the system's internal memory, not from like an SD card. So some of those factors might, you know, account for things, but I think physical loads about 4 seconds slower at most. It's not that big of a difference from what I understand. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. We're going for a left box. I think this should be good now to get first on this lap. Yeah, we're good now. Finally, we actually have a real race. Because now the rest of this is pretty much just pay attention to blue shells, and then red shells at most. And then occasional lightning, obviously. So unfortunately, I don't have my blue shell protection anymore, but you do have rewind, so keep that in mind if you're trying to get the 3-star. Don't feel bad about cheating, because the game cheats back. Yeah, it really does depend on a lot of different factors how the rest of this goes. I feel this is way easier after lap 1. Lap 1 is the hardest part about doing 3-star knockout tour stuff. Because now it's just a matter of how the rest of the race goes. Could be easy, could be hard. At the mercy of RNG now. There are some shortcuts here and there you can do, to be fair, on these knockout tours. But most of them come from, like, the beginning and the ending, I feel. I'm gonna take the left path. I don't normally take this pathway, so hopefully the CPUs don't either. I think it's slightly slower. I don't know, I don't really play Knockout Tour much, so I don't really know the optimal lines. Knockout Tour's fine. The only problem I have with it is there's like, what, it's like 8 rallies? That's it? There's not enough tracks. That's the problem I have with Knockout Tour. It's fun, but it gets repetitive very fast. You play this online, and you're most likely playing the same Knockout Tour multiple times. It's that likely it gets picked over and over again, just because there's so little in the pool. This is one of the things I kind of hope they would have done at some point with updates. Maybe giving us maybe another handful of Knockout Tours, because you have over 200 intermissions in the stinking game. So you have plenty of different tracks that can link up with each other. You could have made another handful of these. Don't feel bad about cheating. The game cheats back. If I got hit there, that Yoshi would have overtook my spot. So, you have to use the rewinds for Knockout Tour, really, if you want 3-star. If you're not caring, don't bother. You'll still probably win. As long as you make sure you're in the top handful of spots, then you're fine. Like, right now, I'm kind of over it, but I'm in first place. You need to be 12 or better right now to actually get the next lap triggered. Otherwise, you're knocked out, hence the name. Like, I'm going to just hide my camera so you can see it going into this one. Right here, I go from 12 or better to 8th or better. You know, it's gonna happen at some point. I want to keep the feather, because this is better. I can use this for maybe a shortcut here or there. Ooh, random ground shroom. Where did Yoshi come from? Get wrecked. I don't know where he came from all of a sudden, but that actually kind of worked out. Now he's further back. Yeah, this is just Knockout Tour in a nutshell. This is the one part I find a little boring, is that the game's inherent design with the straight line syndrome it has, there's not that much you really can do on each lap. It's only some areas here and there you really start driving in a way like you're on an actual course. The rest of it is mainly just drive and an occasional drift. This is why when I started the stream, I did say this game does feel a little bit like a step backwards compared to the last Mario Kart game. Not to say World's bad, it has some of the best mechanics in the franchise, but the course design is where it's a little weaker. The main 30 are fantastic, but these intermissions are not at all. These are pretty bad. That's why at this point I think I put more time in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds compared to Mario Kart World. Both games came out within a few months of each other, but I felt a little more attached to Sonic Racing because it's just a traditional kart racer compared to this game being a little different. We know the reasons why at this point, but it doesn't make it any better for the player. Give it a random Yoshi. Oh, I missed the item. Are we gonna get lapped by Yoshi here in a second? Yes, we are. Ah, son of a... Well, I'm not redoing this all now because of a single star, because I'm literally at the end. I got screwed over by whatever he pulled. So, that's unfortunate. You're not supposed to really go for these yet, to be fair. I need better cars. Let's just go at least for the W. And like, look at that now. He gets hit by one item and now he's like a good mile ahead, or mile behind, excuse me. I don't like that about this mode. This mode is pretty terrible for 100% because of that stupid every lap must be first place criteria. It is awful. Like, I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. But to be fair, 3-starring every single like GP in previous Mario Kart games was like a hit or miss. Don't even get me started about Super Circuit. That game is legitimately pulling out teeth hard for getting 3-star in that game because there's so many random criteria for that. It's terrible. Don't even do it. It's like you need so many coins, you gotta place in certain spots, play really well. It's bad. It is a bad game to get all 3 stars. And another thing that's annoying about this game's Knockout Tour, you don't really get anything for it at all. It's just kind of here, which is a little annoying too. Like, they should have at least had some kind of unlock out of that, but no, they don't. Yeah, so that's the car I got. Alright, let's go back on the free roam. Do the actual thing we're here for. Now, I'm going to continue where I left off, and we're going to play with Waluigi, because that takes me literally right next to another P-switch. Well, thank you, Waluigi. Donkey Kong has time in the sun. Now it's wild time. Yeah, I think just getting first place in general should have been enough for Knockout. The fact that you had to do so much extra work for it is just a little much. And again, it doesn't even matter. Because 3-starring everything is just pointless. Like, I'm not sugarcoating it. You get literally nothing for getting every single 3-star and everything. And even then, don't bother right now. I was trying in the beginning multiple times to see if I could. If we're serious about doing all 3 stars to the Knockout and the Grand Prix stuff, I'm going to wait until we get Mirror Mode, because Mirror Mode counts for everything. So if I can 3-star Mirror Mode, I get a 3-star in 50, 150, and 150cc. So there's no point to do it early, because you're actually punished, technically. So you got to do it all again. If you're serious about going for it, though, you do have to restart on lap 1. If you fail lap 1, that's the most important one to fail. And once you succeed, you're more likely to probably get the 3-star. It's still not easy, but you're more likely to get it after that point. It gets a little easier. But I'd rather wait until I have the right combos for that. How I ended up doing all Knockout Tour 3 stars, I used Rosalina. She's a heavyweight, so it gave me a little more top speed. And I used that Royal Racer car I talked about earlier. That is legit one of the best cars in this game for Knockout, I feel. I'd rather wait on that. Don't do what you did and do every cup. Yeah, unfortunately, I think you learned a little too late on that one, because you learned that you didn't have to 3-star it on 50, 150, 100, like all separately. So, you kind of learned a little too late. I kind of figured they would do it, you do the highest difficulty, you get the others, because that's usually how it works in Mario Kart. Like, the last game, Mario Kart 8, if you got the 3-star on 200cc, let's say, then you got the 3-star on the other modes. It just lumped it all together. So this game follows the same logic, thankfully. But yeah, there's your little detour. We'll probably end up doing that here and there throughout this 100% journey so we can get some of the other things unlocked. That way we're not just stuck with the default characters in the game. We'll get some extra stuff here and there. Dang it, man. I tricked too early. I tricked too early. I can't believe I tricked too early twice. Trying to figure out where I'm at in relation to the next P-switch, because there's something nearby. I think I have to jump over this railing. Then it's in here somewhere, I think? Maybe. Yeah, here it is. Kind of tucked away near the bottom here. Scattered blue coins. Yeah, it's just like we didn't do another blue coin mission. Dear God. Can I just say, if I do decide to stream Mario Eclipse at some point this summer, I'm gonna have a very blue coin-filled summer. Between this game, with all these stinking blue coin missions, and then Mario Eclipse's 480, I'm gonna be blue coined out. I don't even know if I'm doing all that, because that just sounds like a nightmare. That's a thing I will think about if I play Eclipse. Yeah, Mario Eclipse, it's a mod for Super Mario Sunshine. It came up in conversation, actually, during Tuesday's stream. It's a mod of the game that adds in new levels. So you get the original 120 shines, but then there's another 120 on top of that. So it's pretty much a second Mario Sunshine in the first game. It's a lot of content. kind of a weird tour of Toad's Factory, because you only see, like, the first quarter. They take a tour of this course, and then just stop. How do I get on that rail from here? It'd be easier if I can get up above, so maybe I get like a feather. Because I think I have to go from the top, but I don't have any way of getting up there. Yeah, mod expansion, essentially, yeah. It does have some new mechanics as well, so there's that to also get a handle of, and as a veteran, that's going to be messing with my muscle memory a lot. Mainly rocket nozzle. Rocket nozzle is just completely different in that mod. I wanted to try that years ago when it first came out, but I'm glad I didn't in hindsight because of the brightness issue. Now it's fixed. So the game's not going to be extremely dark. There we go. Yeah, this coin is awful to get without that in particular. Here it is. That coin would have been really bad. Like, I would have had to have gone up somewhere instead. Like, get on the top section of Toad's Factory and drop down that rail. So it's not impossible, it's just not fun. This is another section I think I might need a feather again, because that's kind of a high up jump. So let's do the P-switch first. This is a really cool idea, because these balls of items, these are in the background of Toad's Factory. I just wish we seen these in the actual course, maybe, like as an obstacle. That would have been fun. It's just in a mission mode, unfortunately. Here's a panel. I didn't know those guys launched you up. I don't see a purpose in that. It was neat. It just didn't help me at all. In fact, it almost sent me over the edge. Would you ever want the forklift to actually push you? Nice, got it. Arc. I'm gonna drive a little bit further ahead because I can't really see where I can collect that coin in question on the map. There you go. Now I can actually see where it is. It's this one. There was 2 coins near each other. I couldn't figure out what it was on the map. That should be 20. That's cool. Where's the song? Double Dash's credits. The jazz of it makes it sound like a completely different song. Like the instrumentation is just completely different. Plus, I haven't heard Double Dash's credits theme in years. I wonder. This is not enough speed. What if I do a jump? Yeah, there you go. That's like no real actual purpose because it's just money, but I got money. All right, there was another panel. I think I can get up here somewhere. So while I'm here, I need to go find it. It's in shade, so it's somewhere around this section, I had to bet. Yeah, sure enough, here it is. Okay, so mark that. Then there's the panel in the dirt over here. Should be behind one of these excavators, sure enough. Mark that. Now I'm getting to the parts I don't think I've done here. There's a wall somewhere I want to jump on. That'll give me another panel. And then nearby, yeah, here's the wall. Then nearby here is where a P-switch should be. There's the panel. And now let's go for the P-switch. I think it's just up this road. Yeah, this is it. Sure enough. I missed. I'll just drive into it then. I was going to try to do a drift boost into it. Reach the very top of the crane. Good thing I have a golden mushroom. I love the transforming food, not transforming you. You got the one bad thing of food. It's like, I'm sorry, but that's technically the one thing that's just vanilla. Yeah, am I supposed to know that? Panel? I think that's all the panels, right? Yeah, that's all the panels. So around Toad's factory, there's just one more P-switch in this map, and then there is a Peach medallion right outside. I think we'll go for that, because we're right next to it, apparently. Further out, I think. I don't know where exactly this is going to be. Oh, actually, I think I might not have an idea. Never mind. I was going to say it's going to be in that shipping container, and then it's just all the money in the world. Sometimes it's the obvious, and sometimes it's not, apparently. That's one way to get up here. Give me all the money. That gave me 900 total somehow. How did I get the feather back? And now we're back here. Okay. Thanks. I want to get up there because I don't know if maybe taking that ramp would lead to our medallion in question. It could. Oh. I didn't even know this was here. Alright, let's just do this, I guess. Oh, this is one of the test of skills. Ah, okay. We talked about these earlier. Now we actually get to do one. Instantly misses the ring. I'm gonna do a test of skill on a dirt bike. That is awful. But I'm already committed, so I'm trying it. Stay easy. Second try at that. Now back to searching for that medallion. I think it's down here. Not seeing it. To be fair, I do feel like I'm way off the beaten path. Alright, let me look at this really quick. Peach medallion. Toad's factory. It's not the one I'm looking for. There's one in a shipping container. I was right about that. That is not the one we're looking for. Up on a note block. That's also not the one we're looking for. Oh, is that it? Oh, it's one of the special case ones. Yep. I hate these. I gotta go back to the crane over here. These are one of those special case medallions that don't show up unless you do a very specific thing. Everyone's favorite to hate on. I'm not gonna bother with those coins. I can go screw off. Not really able to see that normally. That's not even the one I was looking for. That's a whole different medallion. Well, still a medallion. Is it actually? Yeah, it is this one. Okay. This is the note block one I was looking at before. I didn't think this was the one in question because it looked like it was in Toad's factory. But I think it is out here instead. Yeah, it should be up here on this set of note blocks. There we go. Yep, that was it, I think. Based on that location, that looks correct to me. So that's all the ones around Toad's factory that I'm seeing immediately. There's some down below, and also some missions. I'll take a warp. Now gets near things faster. Now I can just turn around. I believe if I just go this way, there's a mission. There should also be a medallion, I think, right here? It might be in between these containers. And it wouldn't be that easy, I guess. Note the timing. I get it. New 3D World's music's so good. The main theme of that game is just amazing. That's what we're hearing, right? Yeah, Bell Hill. That's what I thought. It almost had a little bit of the Mario Odyssey music in it for a second. That's how it's remixed. That's why I had to double check. Yes, the Bell Hill theme is just really good in general. 3D World in general is just a fantastic game. For years, it was like one of the few reasons to own a Wii U until the game finally got off the Wii U. Now there's no reason to play that version. Just play the Switch version. So much better. I'm gonna just do neutral tricks here. I'm thinking neutral is probably the way to go. No? How do I keep on going in between those? It's really annoying. Maybe I gotta do a down trick. Apparently, neutral wasn't good enough. Unless maybe I just don't trick. Alright, down trick it is. It's the only thing left. Finally. Just one down trick, that's all it took. Before I say let's go back to the other area, I'm gonna be abducted really quick. Aliens. Why are there aliens? Can I get out? Till I get out, I'm just gonna take all your kind. Of course, of all the things it goes to pick, it's a character that I already have in the game. Because you start with Hammer Bro. I like how they give you a chance of getting one of the minions, and I get a minion I can already technically play as. I don't even think the boat can drive over land, because I haven't seen that in any other situation before. Alright, let's go back to that mission, because there should be a Peach medallion, like, right next to it. I gotta figure out where that is. Like, right around here. Would it be up on these poles, or would it be over there on the containers? I think containers. Oh, I see it. Never mind. Just hidden in a random block. I think I'm gonna change up the character myself, because you're giving me a thing I can literally play as already in the game. This is like the only new one we got, and that was from Grand Prix. See, these are all the characters you need to unlock in the game. It's actually a lot. But most of the characters are just same dude, but in costume. And there's plenty of costumes. Now let's be Yoshi, why not? Hey, the Dolphin Dasher, why not? I like Dolphin Dasher from Mario Kart Wii. It's actually one of the best bikes in the game. For mediums, at least. Alright, what do we do? I go further down here and get another medallion. Then there's also another one nearby. So that probably works out. Dolphin Dasher has a lot of off-road stat, if I remember correctly, from Mario Kart Wii. I don't know if that translated here. It might have. I think it's supposed to be right here, right? Yes. I really do wish some of these Peach medallions had the pictures associated with them, but they don't, so I don't know where I'm going. Yeah, Fishbone is pretty hard to unlock, but I don't remember it being as bad now because we know where all the character unlocks are. So there's a spreadsheet that makes it a little bit easier. I remember using that when I was playing this game on launch. So if I remember correctly, I believe Fishbone is in... It's like in this stretch right here. Between like Bowser's Castle, Dry Bones Burnout. Like in particular in this area. I believe that's where you can get a higher chance of getting Fishbone if you use the Kamek item. And with custom items, that's pretty easy to do now. Because in the past, I just did 2-player and just kept on hoping to get it. I think I got Fishbone in Dry Bones Burnout, actually. Like the actual course. But it's been so long, it's hard to remember. It's funny how that strategy to get these characters has evolved so much and it's just gotten better. It was terrible when the game first came out because basically the fastest way to get the characters was play in 2-player mode and then just constantly roll for the Kamek item. Then once you get it, then you use it on the opposing player because you would have one person stay back, one person up ahead. So just drive ahead as one character, put the controller down, grab the other controller, and just start spamming the item. And then when you get it, just keep on trying to get the characters you want out of the Kamek item. Go to certain courses to make it easier. So then we fast forward a bit to when they updated the UFOs to spit out the custom characters. So now the strategy was to go in free roam and use the UFO to get a lot of the harder characters because it was a little bit more likely you got a lot of characters from the UFOs than the Kamek item. And then they gave us custom items, so we're back to square one. 2-player mode, the Kamek item. Best way to go, but now you can just guarantee it. It's just so much better. Unlocking things when the game first came out was just pretty bad by comparison to what it is now. It's just so much easier now. How that counts for driving. I was falling in the air. Where is this coin? I think I'm too far down, actually. Yeah, I am. That's supposed to have been near where the other coin was I collected earlier. So I'm actually way too far down. I need to go north. Should be around here somewhere, so I'm betting it's up on this cliff. Somewhere up here. Oh, I see it! Alright, how do I get there? I don't know if I go from that telephone pole on the left, because that's kind of far away, or maybe I can go from the right. I'm gonna follow it a bit here and see where it goes, so I can get to the other side of the lines. This goes for a while. Holy crap. I can't go any further that way. So I guess if I want this, I gotta go this direction. This is one of those cases I wish I had a glider right now. That's so far away. And the map doesn't show you where this power line is. So I'm having to just follow it manually. These are the coins that suck to get, because it's a journey. How far does this go? Jeez, that goes further out than I thought it did, because that's all the way back over here near Wario Stadium. Well, that's fine. We know where to go now. Because I know over here has the lines come down the ground. So I'll just start from over in this section and drive until I get to where the coin is. It's gonna take a while. It'll be worth it. These are the coins I really am not a fan of, man. Like, this is kind of insane. Driving a long stretch on these telephone wires just to get to the coin in general here. I doubt I got this one on my own playthrough, because this is such out of the way. And this is all we're doing for probably the next 5 minutes, it feels like. I think this is it coming up, though. Yeah, there you go. Okay, it's just on the line, so at least it's not horrendous to grab. I thought that was gonna have to jump off of it. I'm almost at 25 coins collected. That'd be a big milestone. That's like, what, an eighth of the coins? There you go. Found it. Actually, no, it's this one. I was looking for one further down on the river, so we are going backwards. What is this? Oh, the characters left Mario Kart 64. Oh, I'm sorry, but they kind of went a little too, off the script now. So this part of the melody is not even close to what the original was. I didn't recognize it at first. Hey, no UFO. Maybe we can get into that and find the coin here faster? I know using medallions, but I always just call it coins. I guess Yoshi doesn't deserve to be transformed today. He's already a bit of a monster, if you know what you mean. Ah, dropped me off the wrong side. There we go. That's another one. It's 26. How many P-switches? 62. Ah, wow, we're almost at the 100 mark. Surprising, we're over 50. I thought I was gonna be around 50 by the time we were done tonight, and we're at 62 at the current moment. That's pretty good. Like, if we zoom out the map right now, just to show you, that's how much we've done tonight just on P-Switches alone. And then that's Peach Medallions. That's pretty good, given how many things are in this game to do in general, both for collection and then just to collect and play. All right, let me go over here where Waluigi was, because I'm gonna look for another coin. Should be just like right up ahead here. I think it's under a ledge, according to what I'm looking at here on my map. Yeah, it should be actually under this bridge in particular. Yep, this is it. Alright, pause there so I can hit this. Now let's go get... Oh yeah, this is a big donut. I remember this mission. Snagging a couple snacks on the big dome. This might actually give me some transformations for Yoshi. Yeah, there's one per racer. I think it's all the same food. Yeah, it just keeps giving me the Pro Racer food. Well, that's unfortunate. One more lap of this. Forget how long this mission is because it's a multi-lap race. This is the battle course, though, from Mario Kart 64, so that's why it's so big. I just wanted to bring back the donut in its entirety. Keep on whacking myself on the boom booms. And just barely cleared it, because I thought I was going to get hit again. All right, let's see if we can get the other mission that's in here, because there's another one nearby. We saw it while we were driving around. It's the only mission that's in this donut, so we might as well just clear it. Here we go, bullies. Bullies and coins. The one time I do a trick. The one time I almost fail it because of the one trick. I hate that so much. All right, you know what I'm gonna do right now? Talked about it earlier. I need to figure out where is it. The map. Where is... It's on a highway, right? The challenge mission. But I don't know where I'm looking. Hey, heading off. Well, have a good night, Matt. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. Figure this is one probably people want to see at least. I'll just do the one mission. Not dinosaur filled. Parkour. Collecting coins. I don't remember where. It's like on the beaten path. I think near Crown City. But it's not at Crown City. Is it up here, maybe? No. The beach? No. Oh, I think I found it. Found it! Yep. Gonna go do it. We did one test of skill tonight, so I figured we might as well do a second one. And I think... Actually, it'd be faster to go from Crown City. Because I think I just want to do this one, and we're going to close it out with another Grand Prix and maybe another knockout. At least. Because I'm feeling a little done with the missions, per se, for now. Because we did so many tonight. I think it's the most I've played Mario Kart's free roam since the game came out a year ago, to be fair. So, that's saying something. Plus, I want to unlock more of the characters still for free roam. I need to keep on backing out so I can get more of the cars. So we also have to keep on doing this to get certain unlocks too. I think it should be right here. There's a very easy cheese strat for this mission, but I want to try it without the cheese. First things first, I gotta activate the mission. How did he miss that? That's not the mission, that's the one right before it. Okay, well, it leads me to it anyway, so I'll just do it while I'm here. It's right here. That's where the mission is. So I'm actually going to go a little past it. There we go. Clear that. And once I clear this, it's going to put us on 66 missions exact. That's a little frightening. One more 6, and this would have been a problem. Alright, I've never done this before. I've always done the cheese strat, so... You can see why you do the cheese strat. But I have to jump off these walls at a very specific angle if I want to get back on them. It's very, very tight. That's why this is probably the hardest test of skill. And it's the first one, technically, in the game's listing. So that's saying something. They just start you off with the worst. At least they get a little bit easier after this. Just a tiny bit. It's the final jump. It's the final one I can't do. Because I'm getting the first two pretty easily, but it's the last one's angle I think I'm getting wrong. Oh, now I finally got it, but then I got a weird wall cling, so it didn't line up correctly for the final one. This is more fun than doing the cheese strat. I'm going to show what the cheese strat is after this for those who haven't seen it. And it's how I recommend most people just do this mission anyways. And there you go. That's how you're supposed to do the mission. By perfectly timing your wall jumps to get back and forth, then you finally line it up in such a way where you can hit the final goal at the end. The time isn't the problem. You always have enough time. It's actually getting the lineup correctly. Now, what we're going to do for the cheese strat is we're going to utilize a truck. I think this should be the right one right here. This Koopa. Yes, you want a truck with a ramp on it like this. You need a glider ramp in particular. So once it's close enough to the mission, then you take the glider ramp and and then you hit the P-switch. This is the hardest part, hitting the P-switch from the glider. Once you get that correct, stay in the glider, and just fly to the goal. If you do it just right, you'll fly into the goal of the mission and win. The hardest part is lining it up in the beginning, because as you can see, it's actually possible to overshoot it. Or hit the ground because of how it tries to recorrect your angle. It should be good enough. Thankfully, as you can see there, you can touch the ground a bit in the glider, and it's not gonna take you out of it. So you just want to hit this, and if you don't give enough time, you can hit one of the time extensions here. Trying to see if it puts me back in the air, because if you fail it while in the glider, like this, then you can hit the P-switch again. So I can just try it again. That makes that mission extremely easy, because there's not really any challenge to it anymore. You can just fly to the goal and you're done. All right, let's do a stat check here. So I got 15 of the panels. I have 66 of the P-switches and 27 Peach medallions. That's not bad. Can I... Let me see if I can give you a percentage, because what I can do is a little bit of math on this one. So we take 394, 200, and 150. That gives you 744 total. We'll copy that. Now let's take our mission. So 66, then our medallions 27, and then our panels of 15. That's 108. So let's divide that into 744. And that gives me roughly around 14%, let's say. That's not bad. 14% in just like 3.5 hours-ish. That's pretty good. And Yoshi in the Bitty Buggy. He's going with Mach Rocket instead. So 14-ish% tonight is a good start. So roughly every time you sit down to play this for about 3 hours, I guess you can get around 10-ish% if you know what you're doing. Keep in mind, this is a very big world, so there's a lot of collectibles here and there. And it's going to be very easy to probably miss something and not know where you missed it. And then you're spending another 6 hours driving around looking for that one thing you didn't grab. That's why I'm using a tracker, so that doesn't happen to us. Hopefully. Yeah, to close it out, I think we'll do another Grand Prix and then knockout. So we can unlock some more characters. And just get us a little more experience with some of the tracks. For certain races. There'll be races here and there, I swear. Good. For once, it's not me. I still got clipped. Of course. That was far enough away from the shell's radius. But yeah, based on that percentage tonight, we can take our bets. How long do we think it's going to actually take the 100%? Because right now, if I had to bet how long this could be for getting all the collectibles in free roam, it's gonna be a few weeks, let's not kid ourselves, but I think if I play my cards right, I could probably do it all in like maybe about 8 weeks. if I had to bet, maybe around that timeline. That would make sense. Thinking the same, Ethan. That makes sense. It just seems to me like a safe bet around that timeline because of just how much is there. I didn't know I got a mushroom, so I kind of spammed that. It makes a lot of sense based on how much we can do. If I didn't have a map tracker, I think it would take longer. But because I have a map, then that helps a lot. And other guides too, to be fair. The only one I'm really not concerned about is going to be the panels, because the panels are pretty simple. You get them just by driving around on the tracks, so you'll find them at some point, and they're properly tracked in the game. So those are the easiest ones, and the P-switches have a lot of good guides out there to find too. So again, not going to be too much of a problem. I just don't know about these Peach medallions. The Peach medallions are what I'm worried about. And that's where I might enlist some help at some point, because that is going to be kind of a mess. They do show up in your world after you collect them, so that's why I think it could be a good idea if I can put this file online, and then players can just drive to the locations to show me where they're at. Like, if we need to do that, I can do that pretty easily. That's just one idea. No, that stinking item box is taken. But that's something I'm actually kind of surprised it didn't happen tonight. I was half expecting, because I'm playing a multiplayer game, some random appear to say online lobby code, because every time I play Mario Kart Splatoon, I get that now, which is fair. A lot of people do that on streams, so it's kind of an expectation, it feels like sometimes. But when I'm doing the 100% stuff, it has to be offline. Outside of the P-switches and the medallions, or at the P-switches and the panels, excuse me. The P-switches do not show up. The medallions and the panels show up online, but not the P-switches. So I can't do that online even if I wanted to. Okay, I was doing a trick when that happened, so that was a little too concerningly close to falling. That's gonna actually hit me. That's kind of unfortunate, because that's why I did that weird trick sequence there, but... I didn't lose as much time as I thought. And the blue shell right at the line. Perfect timing. If I didn't cross, that would have been really annoying. Yeah. I feel you on that one, Ethan. I usually shoot that down for that reason. That's why I usually say, I'm going to let my mutuals play, and then I'll open the room up to the rest of the audience. And then I specifically say when that happens as a streamer, because if I just have a random person do that, that's already discouraging me from making an open lobby. And I do see that a lot in streams. It's not just my streams. It's most people's multiplayer things. It's a bad expectations viewers can have at times. If it says, like, in the title that I'm playing online with an open lobby, then that's one thing. Then people are allowed to join. But when it's a closed lobby and you get those questions, then that's where it gets a little annoying. Or even when you're not playing online in some cases. I'm still annoyed that one time that I didn't get to play online with Matt when he was playing his first playthrough of Ocarina of Time on a Wii. I mean, come on, man. That should have been a thing. Like, you should have played online. Because for those of you who don't know that story, our good friend Matt's OP Adventures was doing a first playthrough of an N64 game on a system that didn't have online functionality, and he got asked online code, which was the funniest thing to me, because there's no online in that game. Unless you played a modded version, which he was not, then there's no way of playing that online. And I laughed when that comment happens. Like, well, 1, no. 2, alright, you got a little too much. I'm gonna have to time that one out. 3, I'm still laughing, dude. I hate the Nabbit one. Just remember right now, too. It's the most famous example we have in this community for how you don't ask someone for an online code. Because it was the most wise situation you will ever see. Someone asking for an online code in a single-player video game. I had someone also technically do that to me in a similar way, not close, but it was similar enough that I could talk about that for comparison. Where when I was doing my first playthrough of Pokemon White, I was playing on a real DS, so actual hardware, and then someone was asking me to trade in the middle of my single-player playthrough when the system couldn't connect online because I didn't have a router to connect it online with at the time. I only used that router for mystery gift stuff. So I wasn't hooking that up just to trade with some random. Like, there are sometimes some people have some unrealistic expectations of streamers. That's a whole other argument right there. Just don't really get sometimes how forward some people can be. It's really the best way of putting that one. I forgot this is already the final race in this. I thought there was one more. For some reason. Not gonna play this like in any online situation. I'm bagging. Oh, I got pushed out of the double. I love for all that effort, I got a single mushroom. That's great. Hey, there's a new character. Yeah, there's really not much I can do on this straight away for a shortcut, so it's best just to hold on my items for the moment, because there's really no shortcuts until like near the end. Yeah, because I have like this one. Hey, there you go. That's one of the costumes I really like for Yoshi. I like his biker outfit. Mainly because I'm a sucker for the blue Yoshi. Both the light blue and the dark blue. What is happening? That's one way to save that. Jeez. I don't think I've ever done that before. It's thrown me off that much that I'm now doing whatever that was. Jeez, that was such a what the heck situation. I didn't know the red shell was still coming for me at some point, and I didn't think I was gonna recover. And you got Smart Green. Let's go. So that is a first place overall. 3 stars. Easy. It's Knockout Tour where I'm not gonna have as good of luck because it's just RNG, the mode. I'm noticing a pattern here, by the way, when I'm winning. At least someone in the top 3 is a lightweight character. Man, it's like the CPUs know the meta. If that's the case, where's all the Toadettes? Where's the Goombas? Where's Swoop? Shout out the Swoop. Everyone loves that bat. Seriously, he's in like every competitive lobby. Next to the other 2 characters I just mentioned. There's one of my favorite characters to play as in this game. She has a lot of good outfits, so... partial to Daisy just because of all the different costumes she gets. Alright, let's knock out. She's up. New character. I'll play with Mario Kart Wii meta, why not? This is the second best combo in Mario Kart Wii. Daisy Mach Bike. So if you're not playing Funky Flame Runner, it's Daisy Mach. I believe she is technically the best combo if you're playing 200cc in Mario Kart Wii. Which, you're doing that via mods, like with CTGP and Retro Rewind, stuff like that. Freaking fish. Just the fish in the front just looks so off. It's like, how is it even driving? It doesn't even have arms. That car, I want that car. I didn't want to get that draft. You don't really want to get drafts in the beginning because you want the better items. I say better items, I got stinking coin shell. God. The thing is now with the latest update in this game, coin shells are way more likely in middle spots. So being in the middle actually is detrimental if you want a decent item. That kind of sucks. Again, see, case in point, you don't want to be in the middle. Coin shell's such a bad item to get. It just doesn't do anything for you here. It's okay now because I use it for protection, but in the middle, I wanted boost items like a star, mushrooms, even a bullet bill in the later spots. Because I believe you can still pull a bill in 17th. This area is so bright if you're playing with HDR with the default settings on the Switch too, because holy crap, this area is just overblown on the contrast. Seriously, if you're gonna play with HDR, tune it right. Do not use out-of-box settings, because out-of-box settings on a TV are awful. They are legitimately some of the worst HDR settings I've seen on a console. But thankfully, they're pretty easy to tune now. Like, when the system first came out, the first option was okay. Well, didn't tell you the LUTs correctly, so if you kind of needed that number to know exactly how bright your screen is, like me, then that wasn't helping. The second screen was awful. It always set the peak brightness way too high. So, things were just overblown. Now it's actually, I think, setting it correctly by default. So it's not as overblown. I don't like HDR in general in gaming, to be fair, so what I'm saying doesn't matter too much. If you want to play with HDR, tune the settings right, you'll get a pretty good experience out of this console. But HDR in games is still kind of a hot mess, even now. Oh, come on, why do you have more? Oh. Well, I ain't complaining about that part. I can't get here in time, though, so I'm not going to get the 3-star. But that's fine. Because, again, I'm not able to get the 3 stars just yet consistently. It doesn't matter. As long as I get first place overall, that's all that really matters. And then I'll come back here in mirror mode. I want a dash food though, because I would like to change my costume. I said I like Daisy's costumes. She has some of the best ones, and I found like nothing that changes that with. Still my default. I think there should be something coming up soon. No, good. The fan service outfit of all outfits to get right now. I thought I was going to get one of the other ones being here, but this does technically count as beachwear. A good setup going to the next lap. I really do like this, but I'm gonna get rid of this item because I want to change my costume. So bright right now with the sunset. Again, this game is really good on brightness, as long as you tune the HDR right. This looks fantastic. If you don't, headaches galore. I'm not gonna lie, when I first got my system, I didn't know how to tune the HDR just yet. And yeah, it did give me a pretty bad headache at first. I honestly thought the game had washed out colors, because the system defaults the HDR. So if you have an HDR compatible display, your system defaults to that setting on. And I just played the game right out of the box as it was. And that was a bad idea because of how overblown the contrast was. Once I tuned it, I wasn't getting headaches anymore. I'm not the only one that had that problem. Apparently a lot of people had that problem with the system at launch. That's why they had to adjust the HDR settings. Okay, we're back to this, I guess. We're near coast, so I can see why. Did I risk it? Because the burger gives me, like, no speed. No, we're not going to risk it. We're going to hold the horn. Alright, now into the real track. What? What was that? How did I go in between the rails? Hello? Well, so much for my good item set. I can still win this. I'm just kind of annoyed because I don't know how that happened. Just in case. Yeah, that was really stupid. I should have gravitated towards the rail, and somehow I did not. So I just fell right off. That was annoying. And the fact that I got one of these laps completed in second place means I get another 2-star. I was this close. Because outside of one lap, it was perfect. Yet again. That's just how it goes in Knockout Tour, to be fair. It's really a gamble. But that's 2 Grand Prix and 2 Knockout Tours, so if you want to count that in for the 100% stuff, then I guess we're closer to 20% complete, because that's a pretty decent milestone. I want to at least do all these to lead up to credits. I feel like it makes sense to at least complete the final cup to get credits for us to finish this. I think it would make sense, so we'll see how I handle this in general. The main focus is our free roam stuff, because there's so much to do in free roam. Alright, so what do we get for a car? Dumb Bumblebee. Sure. But yeah, again, let's pop in, because I'm not doing any more now. This is what we have completed so far tonight. So we're not going to see the scope with the panels, because it's just in those specific courses we completed. But here's the scope of all the P-switches and all the scope of the Peach medallions. Our main focus is on the west side of the map at the moment, as you can tell, because that's where we started the game. So it just makes sense to do most of the stuff in the west. We did a lot of the stuff in Badlands, some of the stuff in the desert, and some of the stuff near the city area. So most of our focus were just in one specific part of the world, but it's good to do it like that, I feel, because going out of your way and jumping around between areas, it's a little too disjointed, so I kind of like sticking to one zone of the map and working my way around from there. It just makes the most sense, especially given how many different things we have to collect. So I'm going to save that completion on this map of mine, because again, it should be 66, 27, and 15, and that's exactly what we have. And just to remind you of just how much we have in this game to do. It's that much. It's a lot. So this is going to be a thing we'll be on for quite a while, as you can imagine. But with that said, go back to the full cam so we can wrap this up correctly. That's going to do it for tonight's stream here of Mario Kart World. It still feels weird. It's been already a year since the Switch 2 has come out, so happy anniversary to Mario Kart World and the Switch 2. Kind of surprised it's already been that fast of a year, but well, 2026 is going. Can we speed it up even faster, please? That'd be great, because this has been a year of all time. But either way, that was a fun session tonight of this. We'll continue our adventure through the Mario Kart World's open world section with the free roam and getting more of these items here and more of the missions and all that. We'll continue that next time around. For now, that's it for tonight. Not much else to really say. The big one I guess I can shout out is, I don't need to shout out the Pikmin 2 stuff anymore. Go see the if you haven't already. But the big one I want to shout out is the LPR League in particular, because we just finished up Sonic Unleashed's main story in particular. That series is not done, not by a long shot, because starting next week, it's going to start the extra content for that series. We wanted to cover a little bit more of the game outside of just its main story, because it has DLC, and also we talked so much about the hot dog missions. That's another thing we'll be covering, but that'll be happening next week. So that series is not done, but if you want to at least watch all the story beat stuff, you can binge all that now on the channel, because all those videos now are up. So go check out the Sonic Unleashed playthrough on League if you haven't already. But with that said, that's going to do it for me for tonight. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys back here next week. Take care and have a good night, everybody.